There are things worse than death, and that's a life that is not fulfilled, that is lonely, that is not supported, that is not accomplished what a person feels they need to accomplish. And when we're afraid to deal with end of life, we don't do those things. It is our belief that all emotions stem from two places, either from love or from fear. And at end of life, we often see fear winning. And it's our job to change that. That hospice is truly about love and about honoring and about quality. And so we transition, we reduce that fear and allow love to grow.
Research continues to show that a not-for-profit hospice provides more service and provides better service for patients and for their families. It means that at the end of the day, if there is money left over, that money is reinvested. It's reinvested in staff. It's reinvested in how we deliver care. It's reinvested in our community. Hospice Savannah, another organization that's been there for 40 plus years. Great mission, serves a beautiful community. It's really been a fun journey.
A for-profit hospice is a business. It is reimbursed by Medicare. It is set up as a business. There are stakeholders and investors, whereas a nonprofit hospice is governed by a community board and very vested in the community because the board keeps that governance and holds that hospice accountable to the community needs and benefits.
In the world of nonprofit hospices, philanthropic support is so vital because nonprofit hospices go above and beyond. They get that we're more than symptom management, that we're more than the physician. That is the collective soul of not only the patient, but the family. We have story keeping, massage, music. Those are not funded through the traditional Medicare, or insurance reimbursements. And so it takes philanthropic support to provide those services. We're very lucky that our community sees how we take care of our community and have been very generous in supporting the mission we have. A child without support, without a team, without a doula or physicians, a pediatrician, an entire process. But yet, when it comes to end of life, we're so afraid of it that we just go without any support. And that's where hospice comes in. Hospice provides that support, that team, and reduces the fear and creates the passion and gives people quality of life at end of life.
This is not a normal job, even for most nurses. We get nursing students that rotate through here, and many times they just say there was no way they could ever do that after riding with us for a day. And I think it's because we get so close to the patients, and then they do die, and we all know they're going to die. It's sad, but it's also very rewarding, and it's just an honor and a privilege to be able to be with people at that time in their life.
I'm not sure I would know the whys. I just do it. I just care and I just love. And helping someone or anyone who needs help. And whatever the help comes in, maybe the conversation, and maybe me being your physical part, or me just relaying some information, me just totally here for someone else besides me.
Can anyone do hospice? Technically, yeah, but it's those that are called. It's those that really step up and say, this is the mission that's going to get me out of bed every morning. And we've got hundreds of staff. There's thousands in the U.S., and they do a beautiful job each and every day.
I didn't want to go down that way because I still had the old conception of what hospice was, that, you went into hospice to die, and it was the end of life. So it was a huge decision and a huge struggle with those old fears. But once we made the decision together to do this, it's been a lifesaver. I couldn't do it without them. They're a huge support for me and for Roberta.
And Roberta has always been the one taking care of most of the medical things, and now the roles are reversed.
It's been really tough because poor Judith was having to practically drag me around because I just couldn't get around very well. So when I finally did get diagnosed, we got me on meds, which helped enormously. It's made life a lot easier, particularly for her, because it takes some of the burden off of all the care that she has to give.
She gets the help, but then I get the emotional help. I get people to talk to. I have people calling me all the time. I have social workers calling me all the time, making sure I'm okay. Because it's a struggle. The caregiver, it's not an easy road, and I didn't want to accept some things. It was harder. It was like I didn't want to see it. I didn't want it happening. You want to fight it to the bitter end. But once you give in to and accept help, it's been just a lifesaver.
You've got a nurse, a social worker, a chaplain. I have my aide who comes and helps me bathe. So you've got a lot of people that you can ask questions to, that give you advice, that notice things. And so it's a source of ideas as well as care.
Watching her deteriorate is very, very hard for him, being this strong doctor and smart and always on the go, to struggling and struggling each day. It's difficult. But it's inevitable, and you just have to do one day at a time and take one day at a time and try to stay in the moment and appreciate everything that happens one moment by one moment and hold on to the good.